Hello, welcome to Embrace the Moment. My name is Judith. Welcome. If you find this video or any of the ones I may post in the future beneficial, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this page. I greatly appreciate it. Or even share. When I first decided to do this page, it was supposed to be to help people to get through the day to day that they were going, anything they were going through. But I kind of changed the direction I wanted to go into, and more looking at the moments of every day that we can enjoy, we should enjoy, even those times when we don't feel like this is something I really want to be doing. Um, I changed how I think about things. There were a lot of things that I would look down about or, get depressed about or just feel sad. And then I started um, changing the way I think, and that's helped me a lot. I do live with depression and PTSD. And there were a lot of things that would trigger me into a depressive state. Um, and so I had to start looking at those things and not looking at the bad, but seeing what good was in each thing and changing how I look at life. There are some times when you just gotta vent. You just gotta get things out. You can't hold everything in. And so this page is more of me expressing how I feel about different situations, whether good or bad, or how I look at it, or whatever, wherever it's gonna go. I don't know from video to video or day to day where it's gonna go. I don't know how I'm going to process my thoughts. I may go off on a tangent and have to pull myself back. I don't know. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Um, as I evolve, as the channel evolves, as my way of thinking evolves, it's going to change. Things are going to change. I'm going to try to be more consistent because so far I've posted 4 videos, but I took 2 of them down. I don't even like them. But still struggling with the editing process, not really knowing how to edit really well. I get frustrated easily when it's not going my way. So some videos may just be straight what they are without being edited, like this one. So, um, some things I wanted to talk about, some things have been on my mind. One of the things that struck me recently, um, where I live in DC, is not the best of DC. It's not the best neighborhood, but it's okay in the spot I'm in. It's just further down. It's not so good. Um, but something happened the other night. It was like late, early in the morning, 3:30, and I heard gunfire. And I waited. I didn't hear any sirens. I didn't hear anything. And then I remember back a few months ago, a young man was slain down at the end of the street I live on. And it struck me that even though there was some news coverage, like, just a blurb, um, there were no TV cameras. There was no one from the mayor's office. There was no Black Lives Matter activists, no anybody. Um, Nobody came. Nobody from any of the churches came. There was no one ministering to the people in the community or the family. I saw one minister who was at a house on the other street. And when he came out of that house, police everywhere, police tape, body still there. He just got in his car and drove off. And it gets to me that if a white officer or a white person does something to a person of color, everybody's in an uproar. They're marching. It's Black Lives Matter, and it's you know everybody needs to be held accountable for their actions and all of that. And but when it's a black on black crime, nobody says anything. So in that point, in that situation or circumstance, does it mean that our lives don't matter? And this is not indicative of all of DC. It's just mainly this area, this southeast area, not even all of southeast, because Capitol Hill is not southeast. But when things happen in other parts of the district, the news crews are there. People are talking to witnesses. People are, talking to people in the community. You know, there's a show of what happened. This happened in this neighborhood. This is what's going on in this neighborhood. But when it's this area or areas similar to this, it maybe a little blurb, little 15, 20 seconds on the news, but there's no follow up. There's no accountability. There's no we're investigating. Because if you investigate, you gotta ask questions. And if nobody's asking any questions in the community, where's the investigation? And then when we call 911, if we hear gunfire, we call 911. I know they need descriptions, but honey, I'm not going out on my balcony to see what's going on. I'm not going out my house. I'm not looking out my windows. And they want to know, well, what did the person look like? Well, were they wearing? Well, what kind of car were they driving? Well, did you get the plate number? Did you? No, because that makes me a target. And then I can say, well, I guess a lot of people feel like that. Um, and so maybe things aren't reported as well. But when you live in an area where even though there's police visibility, you can see they're there, and you know that when something happens, they're not going to respond very fast. It may take 5, 10, 30 minutes. It makes you kind of leery about getting involved. I spent some time in China, 6, 7 weeks. I felt safer there than I do in my own neighborhood. And that shouldn't be. I shouldn't feel unsafe in my community. I shouldn't be worried about my family when I hear on the news that a young man was found murdered, or when I know my family members are out, my children are out, even though they're adults, and there's violence. I shouldn't have a fear that I'm not going to see my family again because I was standing at the bus stop when somebody tried to shoot somebody standing next to me, or someone was firing a gun and the bullet just hit me instead. I shouldn't be afraid to have to take public transit. or to be able to go for a walk in my neighborhood. And yet, I am. I'm afraid in my own neighborhood. I don't go out at night unless I absolutely have to, or I'm going from my door to a car to wherever. It's not a good feeling. I don't know what else to say. I don't know why, when there's black on black crime, nobody says anything. Nobody speaks up. Nobody marches. Nobody says our lives are important. Nobody acts like they care. I don't know where the churches are. I don't see anybody doing street ministry. And I know, okay, we're like what, in the second year of COVID, went into, well, almost halfway through into a third year. I understand that. Put a mask on. Why is there no one coming through the communities offering hope, offering support? Why is it do we have to go to them? That means I have to leave my home. I have to leave my community to go somewhere. I have to walk past people who act, they look like they have no hope. They're just standing around, blocking the sidewalks all day long, blocking the entrances to businesses. There have even been businesses, not just in my neighborhood, but in other places that have shut down pre COVID. So it wasn't because of the virus, it was because customers stopped coming. Because why would you want to walk past somebody who's going to just be blocking the door? Won't even move when they see you trying to go in or out. Or, you know, looking like they have nothing. They have no hope. They have no joy, no peace. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I've seen people who have moved to the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area, and they're like, oh, this is so great, and DC is this, and DC is great, and you can do this, and you can do that, and but they don't live in these neighborhoods. They don't come to these neighborhoods. They go to Georgetown and, you know, Capitol Hill and Columbia Heights and those areas like that. They definitely don't come to the low income areas. Mm. They go, you know, they're in Arlington and Alexandria, Silver Spring, Bethesda, those areas. And yeah, there's a lot to do in DC, and it's a great city, but it should be great for everybody, not just people who can afford, you know, $2,000 a month rent for a studio apartment, not just for those who work on Capitol Hill or, you know, have these lavish jobs, you know, in upscaled and establishments. It should be good for everybody. I guess that's pretty much all I need to say or have to say in this one. I have some other thoughts. I have some good things I want to talk about. I have some things coming up I'm very excited for. I'll be 60 this month, and I am going on a trip. My first trip since I came home from China. Oh, well, it's my second trip, but this one is more for me, not for the family. It's for me. So I'll be posting things about that too, uh, and some of my little snippets from the trip. In the meantime, I want everyone to just try to look at the good in every situation because there's some good in everything. There's good in everybody. It just needs to be brought out, regardless of how they act. There is some good in them somewhere, I believe. Um, so just embrace the moment, whatever moment you're in, whether you're alone, whether you're with family, friends, out and about, at home. Just embrace the moment and enjoy as much of life as you can. Till next time, be blessed.